Today, I'm going to a whole bunch of stores to try to complete my Five Nights at Freddy's merchandise collection. I'm talking GameStop, FYE, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, you name it. We're going to every single store to try to find the newest Five Nights at Freddy's merchandise. If you're excited for my first ever FNAF merchandise hunt, scroll down, tickle that subscribe button, because we spend a lot of money in today's video, so any support would be absolutely amazing. I made a quick little list of things that I'm on the lookout for. Number one that I know we're going to get is the brand new Walmart FNAF movie DVD cover. There's a couple of FNAF books I'm missing, like some graphic novels and the interactive books as well, the FNAF 2 movie novel. As you can see, I'm missing Burn Trap and the brand new Glamrock Freddy Pop. Youtooz figures and plushies, as you can see on the Youtooz shelf, we do have a couple of those, but we are missing some of the figures like the toys and the nightmares. And I'm pretty sure those have shown up in stores, so maybe we can find them as well. And then also, most importantly, Jazwares. I'm still missing a bunch of Jazwares products, figures, plushies, you name it. So that's really going to be the main goal for today, and that's why I want to hit up as many GameStops as I can, because I know they're currently getting in a bunch of Jazwares products. If you want to see more hunt videos in the future, just hit the subscribe button. You already know what to do. And the first stop for today is going to be GameStop, because as you can see, they got in the brand new Jazwares Nightmare plushies. Very fortunate that they had each and every single one: Nightmare Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, even Plush Trap. Super cool to see these guys finally out in stores now, and I'm so lucky to be able to find them on the first stop. Because I do suspect that Jazwares is going to be sending me these guys, I'm not going to pick them up today, but I try to get a good look at them for you guys. Whole bunch of details, very accurate to what the nightmares look like, but also in this cute cuddly form. Unfortunately, a lot of printed on color, which I'm not a big fan of, but still super cool to see these guys. And GameStop was not done, because they also had in the brand new Security Breach Squishmallows, as well as the main Jazwares figures that I really wanted to find today. Withered Chica with the final office set that I need, and then also Balloon Boy and Crying Child. Those two figures actually complete my Jazwares FNAF 2 collection, so that's super cool. Hopping over to the pops, I noticed a few FNAF figures over there. Of course, we got Glamrock Freddy, one of the two new FNAF pops that I was missing. They did have the two Mimic figures, then also some of the Help Wanted 2 guys. And then on my way out, I spotted the Vanessa Snap set. On clearance, nonetheless, so super upsetting. Why is no one wanting Vanessa? Come with me, Vanessa. I'll take you home. I'll treat you well. I did later on in the day end up going to a second GameStop location. This one had some plushie backpacks of Freddy and Bonnie, which again, pretty cute. Super expensive though, so I didn't get them. And then I also saw the new 3-pack Jazwares World of figures for the toys. They had a 4-pack, which included Mangle at Target, but I guess they're getting rid of the Mangle figure because it's outdated now. But thankfully, the second GameStop location did have the Burn Trap pop, so I was able to complete the pop collection for today. But I then made my way over to FYE, which I didn't have a whole lot of hopes for, mainly because this location typically doesn't have a whole lot of FNAF stuff. But unlike last time I was here, they did have a few interesting FNAF trinkets. Some stuff for the FNAF 2 movie, one of the vinyls that had Toy Bonnie. That was the only variant that they had. I know that the vinyl does come in 4 different versions with each of the toy animatronics, but this location only had Toy Bonnie. Then they also had the soundtrack on CD, and then of course the movie itself. Pretty cool. I considered getting the CD and vinyl, but it was just a bit too expensive for me today. The CD was like 30 bucks, the vinyl 45, so like it would be cool to have, but maybe a little bit too expensive. But something that I did pick up from FYE is right down here. They had 2 FNAF 2 Youtooz figures, Toy Bonnie and Balloon Boy, that I do not have, so I did pick up those guys. They did have a Shadow Freddy plushie, but he was $40, and again, a bit too expensive for me today. Maybe if it was a more interesting character that I wanted a bit more. I did pop into Showcase, which didn't have anything interesting. They had a few Funko figures and also some pops. They had the Roxy pop, which I was hoping was going to be that chase, but unfortunately it was not. And then don't mind me getting distracted by the brand new Man-Child Sabrina Carpenter pop. I did see they had an empty box of the Jazwares Bean plushies, so I guess they ran out of those. I must have just missed them. Moving on now to Target. I went to 2 Targets, both of which were pretty lackluster. It kind of feels like Target either has every brand new Jazwares product or they just don't have anything. As you can see, the ones I went to had like a couple Ringmaster Foxies and then a bunch of the 2-inch collectibles, which are already on clearance, so it doesn't seem like a whole lot of fans are buying these products. Honestly, I don't think they look too good, and I think that's why. So hopefully, since these guys aren't selling super well, hopefully these stores aren't taking that as fans don't want more products, because we want you to stock more things, just maybe more of the stuff that we actually want. And I did get excited for a moment because I saw the Tiny Nightmares, which is a blind box series with a whole bunch of horror characters, and the new series does have Freddy, but I realized that this was the wrong series, so it did not have Freddy Fazbear, unfortunately. unfortunately. I then made my way over to Barnes & Noble to see what kind of FNAF books they got, and they did have all of the books that I am missing in my collection: the 5th Fazbear Fright graphic novel, the 2 graphic novel collections for Tales. They have all of the interactive novels, which so far I only have the week before, but one of the main reasons why I stopped buying the books is number 1, because I don't read them, admittedly, and then number 2, they usually always release in collections, like a boxed bundle with all the books in the series. So I wasn't buying the interactive novels because I wanted to find that, which I did end up finding at a second Barnes & Noble. And then they also had the FNAF 2 movie novel, which I mainly wanted to take a look at because I did want to see what the 8 pages of images were. I had a feeling, and my suspicions were correct, they're not anything new. They're just images that we've already seen before, which is pretty upsetting, but whatever, I guess. To be honest though, like I said, I don't really read the FNAF books. I probably should, but for that reason, I didn't pick up any of the books, but it's nice to know that they have everything that I'm missing from my collection. And then the final location for today is going to be Walmart, where they of course had the brand new FNAF 2 movie on physical. They also had a 2-movie bundle with FNAF 1 and FNAF 2, but honestly, I own so many copies of these films already, especially on physical with that first film. I picked up pretty much all the variants for the DVD covers, but one variant that I don't have is the brand new blue glow-in-the-dark DVD cover for the first FNAF movie, which bears a striking resemblance to Bear 5, which is pretty terrifying. But again, I own so many copies of these films that I couldn't bother to buy another variant. If you can't tell, I'm trying to limit myself when it comes to buying FNAF merchandise nowadays. So that's pretty much everything that I saw today. I did pop into a few other stores like Spencer's and Hot Topic. They didn't really have anything too noteworthy. I did pop into Five Below as well. They had some stickers, which was pretty cool, I guess. I was hoping to find the brand new FNAF 2 metal figures, but unfortunately they don't have those in just yet. But that is going to be every store that I went into today, so now let's take a look at the haul. Alright. We are back. Honestly, that went a lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting to go to a whole bunch of stores. I planned out like 3 giant malls to go to. Turns out just one did the trick. We found pretty much everything that I wanted to find. And now, even though we saw a bunch of stuff and we saw pretty much everything I wanted to get, truth be told, I did not get everything, but it is nice to know that if I did get everything, I would have pretty much completed the collection. But as you guys saw, we did get some pretty good pulls at FYE and GameStop, so let me show you guys what I picked up. As you saw, FYE had 2 of the FNAF 2 Youtooz figures. We got Toy Bonnie and Battery Bandit Balloon Boy. Both of these were 35 bucks, but because I got 2, I got a bit of a discount, so I got both these guys for about 60, which is pretty good. I think about the same price as what I would have paid if I got them on the Youtooz website when it came out. On the back of the box, you got Balloon Boy trying to snag your batteries. Hello. I'm a big fan of these FNAF 2 figures. They look so good. The only reason I didn't pick them up is because, I mean, just buying that many Youtooz products in one transaction, that's a lot of money. Balloon Boy's laughing at you once you crack them open. Wait, oh my god, dude, this is so cool. This is literally just like having your own little Balloon Boy. So because the Youtooz figures, and really just Youtooz products overall, because they're so expensive, I'm honestly pretty happy with only picking up 2. As you saw, they did have a Shadow Freddy plushie, but he was $40, and I was not about to drop $40 for him. But this Balloon Boy figure looks so good. I can tell that they had to change the battery designs. I think beforehand, the tops were orange, and I think Duracell probably had a problem with that, but it still looks really good. Honestly, I'd say this is probably the best looking Balloon Boy product we've ever gotten. It's just so spot on, man. Like, Youtooz has gotten so good with their sculpts. Moving on now to Matt Pat himself. Clear the stage, for the star of the show is now here. I've been waiting so long for this chance. Now I'm a superstar. Shout out to Toy Bonnie's voice. Yeah, like I said, I just love these FNAF 2 Youtooz products. They look so good. Part of me wishes I was able to get the full set, but another part of me is like, I don't know, man. I mean, I got my own place now. I gotta pay rent. I can't be dropping this kind of cash. But he just looks so good. I honestly really dig the pose that they went with. Looks like he's reaching out to try to come grab ya. And again, the design, the sculpt, it just looks so good. They got his tail in the back going on there. They even have on the top of his head, they carved out extra space on the top of his mask where like the ear mechanisms would go in. Like small details like that just make these figures look so good. So shout out to FYE for the 2 brand new additions to the Youtooz shelf. Gonna have to find a spot for them back there. But now let's move on to the big bag. Everything that I got at GameStop, which as you saw, I went to 2 GameStops because the first one had pretty much everything besides the Burn Trap Funko Pop. But in total, I spent about $110 at GameStop. So guys, listen to me. Subscribe to the channel. Please. So speaking of the Burn Trap Funko Pop, let us start off with the 2 brand new Funko Pops that I got at GameStop. And those are, of course, the brand new Glamrock Freddy and Burn Trap figures. I do have costumed Mimic and regular Mimic, they're up there. And so taking a look at Burn Trap here by himself, I am kind of shocked at how detailed this is. His torso, his chest area, it's so detailed. The head as well, with all of like the staples or bolts, I guess, keeping the costume on top of his skull. And then you even have like all of the veins, I guess, all of the bones on his hands that run across his limbs. That's so cool. I really hope they do a jumbo-sized version of the Blob, a Blob Funko Pop. That'd be so amazing to pair alongside the new Burn Trap one. And then we also have Glamrock Freddy, and this guy looks so cool. Such an incredible pose, honestly truly iconic from the opening cutscene of the game. I love that they gave him the microphone as well. That's such a nice touch. All the details on him are absolutely insane. The proportions are really spot on as well, shockingly for a Funko Pop. Since we have now Glamrock Freddy, we got Vanny and Roxanne in the Help Wanted 2 Pop Wave. I really hope that they can finally do a Security Breach Funko Pop Wave, because they've had concept art for those characters forever. Of like Sun and Moon, yeah, we've gotten pop figures of them, but not separately. But in the Something Wild Security Breach card game, they have concept art for those characters, and also Vanessa, and Monty, and Chica, and DJ Music Man. So with all those guys, and again, my Blob suggestion as well, I feel like there's absolutely room for them to do another Security Breach pop wave, especially if they're gonna look as good as this guy here. Moving on now to Jazwares, starting off with the plushies, and as you can see, I did not get the Nightmare plushies, and let me explain why. I've gotten some care packages in the past from Jazwares that typically has their newly released figures, Endo series, plushies, that kind of stuff. So I have a feeling pretty soon I'm gonna get another box that has like the Security Breach Endo series and the Cislocation World of. So I'm assuming once all those products start coming out, I'm gonna get a care package, and hopefully that will include the new line of Nightmare plushies. If it doesn't, oops, but also they were like $16 each at GameStop, and I was not about to pay $16 each for those plushies. So I did check them out in store. They look really good. Unfortunately, there's a lot of printing on them though, which I'm pretty sad about. It's cool to get a Plush Trap plushie as well, though honestly, I feel like he could have had a bit more withering on him. But 2 plushies I did get are the brand new 2 Squishmallows of Glamrock Freddy and Vanny. As you can see, these guys are also like $17 each, so oh my gosh, why are these plushies so expensive? But honestly, I really dig these designs. I like these Squishmallows a lot more than the first wave of FNAF Squishmallows. Their proportions were kind of weird, their designs were kind of plain. But honestly, Vanny is rocking all of her details, all of these stitches going along the body, the whiskers, the bow. For Freddy here with his little top hat up at the top. This guy is absolutely adorable. They did also tease a Roxanne Squishmallow plushie, but I've not seen that one. But now finally, that brings us to, honestly, the 2 products that I was most excited to find today. With their Chica Jazwares figure with the Office, and then Balloon Boy and Crying Child, because in the collection, I do have 2/3 of the FNAF 2 Office from Jazwares, and all I was missing was Chica to complete the set. So finally, we can show off the full FNAF 2 Office. And then also, Balloon Boy was the only other World of figure that I was missing, so I'm pretty sure I have all of the FNAF 2 Jazwares figures now. So let us crack open into this guy. I'm not going to keep him in his box. No, I'm going to display him on the shelves alongside all the other figures. Alright, so here we go. Balloon Boy and Crying Child. I don't know why they did Crying Child, but sure, I guess. I guess it's not a bad figure because of what it's based on has such a simple design. It's kind of hard to mess it up. Like, it does look like the Crying Child. The only problem is I don't really care to have a figure of this 8-bit sprite character. I guess they just didn't want to sell Balloon Boy on his own because he's so small and honestly so unpopular of a character that I'm sure they didn't think he was going to sell. But still, just such an odd character to pair him up with. Balloon Boy himself, honestly pretty good. I'll get some better close-up shots of him, but I did want to show off you can bend his limbs. It's kind of hard to show off, but you can. He has a head turn as well, so like he is pretty good with articulation. Yeah, look at that, his feet move as well. That's pretty good. But for $15, Sure, we got figures of these guys now. And like I said, I honestly plan to go to a lot more stores. I had like 2 or 3 other malls that I was gonna go to, but honestly, I found everything that I wanted to find all in pretty much one big trip. So if you liked this video and it does well, I'll absolutely do another video, probably not for a while though, until more products release. Oh, here we go, it's the chicken. And also, while I'm here, I want to give a big shout out to my boy, Nick. He's a FNAF fan and shockingly a fan of my channel who worked at the GameStop that I got these at, which is such a surreal experience to be recognized when you're just out shopping. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the first time that's ever happened to me. I've been recognized at stuff like the FNAF 2 premiere and the PAX West meetup, but like those are dedicated FNAF meetup spaces, right? But here, I'm just out shopping for like Withered Chica, and I get recognized. It's so weird, but shout out to Nick and Justin as well. Super nice guys. But anyways, we got the 2 pieces for the office here. Shout out to the Celebrate poster that I'm pretty sure was like recreated with the figures themselves. And so very simply, all we gotta do is line up the pegs in the bottom and it snaps right into place. Look at that. Oh, that is so cool. That looks so good, man. And then, whoa. Oh, I'm Chica. This is honestly super sick. I still need to get the rest of the world of FNAF 1 guys. Foxy, Golden Freddy, Chica, I'm missing those guys, so I don't have any of the pieces for the FNAF 1 office. But now that I have the complete FNAF 2 office, I love it so much. I need the rest of the FNAF 1 guys. And also, shout out to the Chica figure, just like the other Withereds. I think she looks really, really good. All of the withering, like the dirt washing, I guess, the sculpt and the mold looks absolutely fantastic. My only complaint is that because she is World of and she has the jump scare action, normally she's just looking like this with the jaw, and that is just not Withered Chica at all. So it's a little disappointing that most of the time she doesn't look like Withered Chica, but what can you do? So that is everything I got for today's FNAF merchandise hunt slash haul. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that we saw that I didn't pick up, but still, I'm gonna say successful mission because I saw pretty much everything that I wanted to get. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It's very different, I know, but it's something that I've wanted to do for months now, and I'm so happy with what we were able to find. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Goodbye.